I won't disappoint you, I promise.
Oh. Well, if you're new joining the podcast, my name is Travis Ridgen. I'm the former number 33 for the Watertown Wolves in the FPHL. I'm here in Watertown, by the way, at the Ramada Hotel Motel Holiday Inn. You can see these curtains behind me if you're on the video version. If you're on the audio, hopefully you can hear them. These things are older than me. They might even be older than Dave, to be honest.
I think those are the exact same ones that are across all the hotels that I visited when I was playing hockey. So glad to see that things haven't changed a whole lot.
Some things never change. But where are you, Mr. Wheeler? Where are you calling in from?
I am in the land of confusion. Thank you, Genesis, because what do you mean your former team? Let's fill everyone in here. What do you mean former team, the Watertown Wolves?
Whoa.
Well, you brought it up. No, don't you tell me to calm down. You brought it up.
Well, we got some spicy stuff we're going to talk about later on in the show. But we got to get to a couple things first. Number one, my co-host, Dave Wheeler, he's got the number one morning radio show in the city of Winnipeg. He has for 20 years, plus slicing and dicing it up over there at Energy 106. Love his morning show. And I'm a former Watertown Wolf, member in the FPHL. Now you're going to be asking, Trav, why are you a former member of the Watertown Wolves? Why are you a former Wolf, now a new type of Wolf? And why are you at the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn? Right? Well, we're going to get to that. But first, you're going to have to help us out. The Patreon page for the podcast, it's a great way to support the show. You get some awesome exclusive perks from a sweater, Sling in the Biscuit sweater. You're going to get a mug for your morning coffee. You have that cup of Joe Nice and Hot and that Sling in the Biscuit mug, as well as exclusive holographic and regular printed trading cards. You're going to love them. They are all included when you join the Patreon page for $5 a month, as well as exclusive episodes that have been deleted from the show publicly, but you can access them, again, for $5 a month, and that will help on the next part of the journey for Dave and I when I get out of the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Yeah, listen, I'm on Patreon as well. You can search Wheeler After Dark, and that's just a fun little after-hours podcast I do with my wife and a couple of buddies, and we don't have as many cool perks as Travis. We don't have jerseys, we don't have hoodies, we don't have mugs, so definitely sign up to be a Patreon member at the Slang and the Biscuit, because we've been getting compliments on how good those sweaters are.
They're actually super comfy. Our play-by-play Jeff, remember Jeff, our short king, who's play-by-play announcer of the year last year?
Mm-hmm.
I was just at former team dinner, and Jeff was asking for a sweater. So Jeff, this is my reminder when I edit the show to ship you a sweater.
Well, listen, if we're going to quote movies, let's quote Hangover, when Zach Galifianakis was giving his speech on the roof and talked about how his one-man wolf pack is now swollen to 4, or however he so profoundly put it. But yeah, you went from being from one pack of wolves to another pack of wolves.
To the aquatic version, to a sea wolf. The sea wolf, the Mississippi variety. Now, let's back things up, because if you listened to last week's episode of the show, I got my first FPHL start for the Watertown Wolves against the Binghamton Black Bears, which I think all things considered went very well from my perspective. And I think talking to my goalie coaches and the people that actually matter, not internet trolls, I think it was a smashing success. It's unfortunate coach decided to pull me after 2 goals and not give me an opportunity to finish the game and show my character like we talked about. But all things considered, I think it was a success. And to now, we're hot off the press. Right now is Tuesday, and yesterday I got dished. So, long story short, I was traded from the Watertown Wolves yesterday to the Port Huron Prowlers, only 45 minutes down the road from my former employer, the Motor City Rockers, in return for Dalton Anderson, defenseman for the Port Huron Prowlers, coming back to Watertown. Now, Dalton, I don't mean this to be disrespectful. I don't know you. I don't really know anything about you. I know you're a defenseman, so I wish you nothing but the best. He will be moving into my apartment where I was living with Watertown. I went to Port Huron. Now, before we talk about retiring my jersey and making me a part of the Ring of Honor for the Port Huron Prowlers, I lasted about 45 minutes. This may be the shortest tenure in FPHL history. I lasted 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dished immediately from the Port Huron Prowlers to the Mississippi Sea Wolves. Who owns that team? Who is the player, owner, general manager, productions manager,
now,
coach?
I dare to speculate. Does this reunite a guest that was on the podcast last year, the legend, the man? You want to talk about the legend of Ron Burgundy, the legend of Joe Pace, might be equivalent to that of Ron Burgundy. Are you two now officially playing for the same team?
I'll do one better. Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. It ain't nothing but a gangster party over here in the Mississippi Sea Wolves in Biloxi.
Amazing. Now, okay, let's go through the roster here real quick. So, Motor City, Virginia.
Whoa, you got to back it up, Dave. Way before. So, my first taste in the Fed was with the Columbus River Dragons in their inaugural season in camp in 2019.
So, we got Columbus, we got Motor City, we got Virginia, we got Watertown, we got Port Huron, and
now, it was 45 minutes, yep.
And now Mississippi. How many teams are in the league?
11.
Well, you're now officially over half, but I will tell you there is an easier way to meet every guy in the league rather than showering with all of them. Just Just so you know.
How's that?
You could just say hi to them on the ice and not play for every single team.
I'm trying to capture as many jerseys as I possibly can, though.
Yeah, apparently. Man, oh man, that wall of honor that you're going to have in your basement, many years down the road is going to be full of Ridgeon jerseys.
I got to give a shout out, though, to the Port Huron Prowlers, to Matt Graham, their player coach, as well as Alex Johnson. They threw up a post on the Port Huron Prowlers Instagram page, and you'll see the little clip or the photo on the video version of the show on YouTube, which you should be watching on if you're on Apple or Spotify. But they put out a post. Thanks for the memories, Travis. Best of luck in Mississippi. And I followed up with the comment of, it may have been short, but I will never forget the memories we made together in my time in Port Huron, all 45 minutes of it.
Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I just love the quick transaction. And hey, listen, man, we've talked about this numerous times. You're playing with a traveling circus. This is part of the gig, and it's a really cool way to see the world and drag a whole bunch of people along with you with your vlogs and this podcast. So as heartbreaking as it is to call a spade to see you kind of be a suitcase over the past year or so, I'm along for the ride, man. This is kind of fun. I live my life by the mantra of never a dull moment, and you seem to have adopted that very well.
I remember when I was 18, 19, thinking to myself, I remember I was watching Titanic and thinking, I wish I could live a life like Jack Dawson, just traveling around the world, bouncing from place to place, finding a way to stay afloat and having fun. And be careful what you wish for, because it has absolutely come true. And I've been very fortunate, and I mean this in all sincerity, I've been very fortunate to travel, Sweden and the Gothenburg, the Stockholm side, to get a cup of coffee in Norway, to being around the Fed in multiple places throughout the United States, to traveling Canada for college hockey, for different road trips, even like content creating, podcast or YouTube stuff, or even networking with different goalie coaches, which led me to living in Vancouver, which is the place I want to call home for a very long time. I've been very, very fortunate to live the lifestyle and get the opportunities that I have. So if you're listening to the podcast, thank you to Mr. Wheeler. You make this possible every single week. And if you watch the vlog, same thing. It is all possible because of sharing this journey in video and I guess audio format as well. So I am beyond blessed. And I think also too, what is very fitting here, Dave?
Do tell.
So the hotel that I'm in right now, the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn, the Ramada in Watertown, this really is full circle, because last year with Motor City, we came here and we stayed in this exact same hotel for my first time into Watertown. And now fast forward, that road trip led to me, making the connections that I did. Long story short, getting traded to Watertown and being here. And now I'm in, again, the Ramada, 2 days left in town. And then I'm going to be out of here on the next adventure. And it comes full circle again, coming into the Ramada and out of the Ramada and on to the next adventure.
Well, now that your tenure is done in Watertown, there was a handful of missions that you needed to do while you were there. And the most important one to me that I can remember most is the guy whose beer cup pyramid that you knocked over. Did you end up buying him a beer?
I could not track this man down.
Failure!
But you want to know which way you could not become a failure, Dave?
Oh, I think I have an idea. I think I might actually be wearing them right now.
Really? Tell me about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are shopping for a him in your life, please do yourself and them a favor and get Sheath underwear. This is going to make their Christmas. They are the most incredible pair of underwear that I've ever worn. And believe me when I tell you, I've worn so many pairs of underwear, I've worn other people's underwears, including with their names on it, like Calvin Klein. There is nothing that compares to what has been done to take care of your twig and giggleberries, okay? Bamboo mesh, this thing was designed by a pro, a guy who knows what it takes to make sure you're comfortable in your own skin, and it feels like that. Sheath underwear. Use the code BISCUIT69 and get yourself, or get your man, get whoever the him is in your life, a pair of Sheath underwear for Christmas, please.
Or treat yourself for Christmas, especially that dual pouch technology, that separated compartment that keeps your dick and your balls not stuck together, not touching, not bat winging on the side of your leg, keeps them compartmentalized the way that they should be. And like Dave said, use that code BISCUIT69, that is BIZKIT69 for 20% off the greatest pair of underwear money can buy, only from the team at Sheath Underwear. There's a link in the video description on the YouTube version, as well as the podcast notes on Apple and Spotify. And goddamn, am I going to need them when I get out of town in 2 days for this road trip.
No kidding. I mean, so much for a winter jacket. Now, hey, you know how much I love doing this. I'm going to get my my typing digits ready here. So if I remember correctly, the Mississippi Sea Wolves are out of Biloxi.
Biloxi, Mississippi.
Mississippi. I know how to spell that. All right, Biloxi. Biloxi is a Mississippi city on the Gulf of Mexico. I'm familiar with the Gulf of Mexico. It's known for its casinos. Biloxi and the Lighthouse stands next to Biloxi Beach on the Mississippi Sound. The maritime and seafood industry. Oh, you're going to get yourself some seafood. Museum offers exhibits on boat building and seafood processing. The Beauvoir Estate and Jefferson Davis Presidential Library explore the life of the Confederate leader, offshore Deer Island shelters, pelicans, and loggerhead turtles. I'm in. You got a population of just shy of 50,000 people. This looks good, man. You're on the Gulf. This is cool. I'm really excited.
It's like the population of Brandon, Manitoba, which ain't that bad. And then also
bigger than Brandon, actually. Brandon's only about 35.
I thought Brandon was 50.
Nah.
Well, one thing that Brandon doesn't have is when you walk out of the rink, you get past the parking lot, and you can dunk your feet in the sand, sit in a beach chair the rest of the day after practice. That sounds pretty good.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is a beautiful spot, man. You got New Orleans just about, I'd say about 2 hours away. You got Mobile, Alabama, not too far away as well. Oh, yeah, man. Baton Rouge is probably about a 4-hour drive. This is great.
Southern hockey.
You know what? I'm more likely to come visit you down there than I was in Watertown.
I could sell all my winter clothes. Like these pants that I have on right now, if you're in the video version of the show, gone. Sideline swap tomorrow. Don't need them. Shorts and shorts only.
So give me a breakdown on, do you know, are you living with Joe Pace, or are you sleeping at the end of the bed with his beagles? What's going on?
That would be funny if me and Joe were sharing the same bed, no?
Right? Listen, if you're going to own a team together, certain things have to be talked about first.
I was going to say, if we are going to buy a team by 2030, we got to get really familiar and comfortable with each other. And I think, yeah, sleeping in the same bed might be the great way to start that, don't you think?
So what's your living situation? Do you know?
So, living situation to my knowledge, and again, my apologies if I get any information incorrect here to Joe Pace and to the Seawolves. It's been a long 2 days here trying to get everything together to get out of town and running on not a lot of sleep. But to my knowledge, from what I remember, they have a team apartment where everybody lives, different units and whatnot. And everybody should be getting their own room, and I should be having my own room as well, which I'm very excited for. As far as the travel goes, now this is the exciting part, Dave. Now, how do you think I'm going to get down from Watertown to Biloxi, Mississippi?
I would assume your closest flight is Nolans.
Nope. I'm not flying.
Oh, then you're going to do your favorite thing in the world. You're going to jump on the train.
No, I'm not taking the train either.
Okay, walk me through it. What are you doing?
Am I hitchhiking? Nope. Rental car.
Oh, okay. All the way down to Biloxi?
No, so I was on the phone with Joe maybe an hour or 2 hours, or actually, yeah, about 2 hours ago, give or take. And the idea that we had was I'm going to hop in a rental car probably Thursday, maybe Friday morning, and I'm going to drive it down from Watertown down to Wytheville, Virginia. Mm-hmm. And Mississippi's playing a back-to-back on Friday, Saturday, so I'm going to meet the team probably in Roanoke. They're going to pick me up. I'm going to drop the rental car off, and they'll take me the rest of the way. I don't know if I'm going to dress for the weekend because, I've just spent an entire day traveling, and they also haven't seen me, so I don't know if they're going to dress me, but that would be the plan. They're going to pick me up, and then that's going to be a 9-hour drive from Watertown to Roanoke, as opposed to, Dave, can you Google that real quick? I'm not sure how long the drive it is. Might be like 20 hours. It's going to be a long drive, plus hotel stays and whatnot, so it's going to be a lot cheaper as well, because the train, to get me where I needed to go, was going to be about a 60-plus hour endeavor, and it's going to ring me up probably around like $1,200 US. But baggage was included, which I did like, and I could stretch out the way I liked. And then flights was going to be probably in the $700 to $800 range, because remember, this is a more last-minute ticket. And then I also got to pay for bags, which are all going to be overweight, and I accumulated a couple more items of clothing than when I left and when I reported to Watertown. So the rental car is going to be, I think, about $400 by the time, rental fee, gas, assuming I don't crash it. Pray to God that nothing bad happens on this road trip, fingers crossed. And I will be in Roanoke and picked up by the team and officially a Mississippi Seawolf by Friday or Saturday night.
Okay, so basically you're going to come down Highway 11. Once you hit Syracuse, you have an option of heading west and going through the long way. Really, it's going to take you way too long, but it looks like it may have an interstate. If you stay on 11, you'll get on Interstate 81. I would stay on that one. That's going to take you about 9.5 to get all the way down. You're going through Harrisburg, great city. That's the home of the Hershey Bears, just down the road in the American Hockey League. So yeah, you're traveling through. You're going to be west of Washington. You're going to scoot all the way down. So you're looking at about a 10-hour drive with stopping and filling up and whatnot. Yeah,
with gas, piss breaks, coffee breaks, probably like 12 hours by the time we're all said and done.
Yeah. Make sure you just fill up the Gatorade bottles, and have you seen the Gatorade bomb on the side of it? If you ever find a Gatorade that seems to be almost full of original yellow Gatorade on the side of the road, it's not Gatorade. I promise you, it's not Gatorade.
Let's save time and fuel efficiency. Let's just unroll the window and go on the fly.
Yeah. Pull over. No, it's a cardigan, but thanks for noticing.
Hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. We do a new podcast every single Sunday during the season called Slinging the Biscuit. It is a non-mainstream hockey podcast, so we talk about my hockey career, the minor pros, Spain, the Fed, you name it, all the stuff that you won't hear in the mainstream news.
Music,
Pop culture.
politics, a little bit.
Thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.